Alright, so what's up everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Now today we are doing the easy goal gun guide here on Modern Warfare 2, and today we are covering the melee weapons. Now the previous video I did on this was the assault rifles, not really a difficult class, but if you've been struggling with them, make sure you check the playlist down in the description below if you're looking for some tips. If there are any other classes that you guys are struggling on in this Orion grind, then make sure to subscribe to the channel, leave a like on this video, show your support on it, and also go in the comments down below, let me know what tips you want to see for some of the guns in the game. I've been working on the marksman rifles and the sniper rifles lately. I've done most of the launchers as well. Those are probably the more difficult ones to do. So if you guys are looking for some tips on them, make sure you stick around on the channel. I have them up probably in the next week or so. I want to try and get like, 2 or 3 of these up a week. But like I said, if you're on that Orion grind, make sure you stick around the channel. I'm definitely going to be posting more of these videos. So with that out of the way, we're just going to hop right into it, and we're going to talk about the first thing you need to start on these weapons. Now, the annoying part is that you can't actually make any camo progress until you get both of these weapons to level 11. Now, they have 15 levels total. However, for some reason, you have to get to level 11 before you can make progress. And they both only have one camo that you have to get. So once you get to level 11, you have one camo to work on, and then your gold camo, and then that's them done. So I'm going to be showing you guys my class setup here on screen. This is what I personally use for both the riot shield and the combat knife. This is just a suggestion setup. You don't have to use exactly what I use here, but this is just the stuff that worked the best for me during this grind. And even I, to be honest, will be changing stuff in this video, for this, for the different camos and stuff. So I recommend that you mess around with some different perks or field upgrades or lethals or whatever. See what works best for you and use that. Like I said, this isn't what you should use. This is just a recommendation from me. Now, the first thing that I mentioned that you need to do is level these weapons up. So let's talk about how you're going to go about leveling these weapons up. Now, the first thing we're going to talk about is the knife. This was actually really easy to use in this game. I had a lot of fun using it, and if I'm being honest, I didn't really have any problems using it. I got this done in probably 2 hours or so, and I literally just played hardpoint and domination. That worked best for me. I would literally just run around the maps knifing and just having a good time. In terms of map selection for both of these weapons, actually, I don't think there were any maps out of the ordinary that I avoided. I mean, Tarak and Border, I always back out of. I don't play those maps. All the other maps in the game, though, I didn't have a problem playing. In the future, they'll probably be adding shipments. I think it was just leaked, actually, the shipment's going to be coming to the game. So both of these weapons you might want to save until shipment comes out. If not, pretty much any map in the game works, apart from, I'd say, Tarak. That's a very open map. But anyway, back to the knife. My general advice for using this weapon, really, don't challenge people who are, like, beyond 10-15 meters, because they're just going to backtrack, they're going to shoot you. Anyone closer than that, though, don't run directly at them. Try and outmaneuver them, run around side to side. Just don't slide, because you can't actually knife while sliding in this game for whatever reason. And definitely don't dolphin dive. As funny as it is, it's not an effective strategy. Now, in terms of the shield, this can be done in hardpoint and domination as well. However, I personally played invasion for leveling it up. The melee speed and movement speed of this shield is actually pretty good, so that's why I'm saying you can play hardpoint and domination. But I think the AI XP in this game is just too good to ignore. Now, I do think it has been reduced since the launch of the game. It feels like you don't get as much XP as opposed to actually killing players, but it is definitely still an effective method for ranking up. And especially with the more annoying weapons like the riot shield. The way I see it, fighting AI, you basically guarantee the XP because the kills are very easy to get. You know you'll get them. Whereas with actual players, it's more of a high risk, high reward. Like, if you get the kill, you get more XP. If not, you're not going to be making any progress. So I think just for the shield, go in invasion, kill people, but also kill AI. Now, the base camos for these weapons, they're actually just stupidly easy. It's 40 kills with the knife and 50 kills with the riot shield. So I don't have any extra tips for this. Whatever you did to get those weapons to level 11, carry on doing that. There's no reason to change it. It's literally just kills. The only thing I did change actually was for the riot shield. I went from invasion to ground war. I didn't want to, get distracted by the AI. I wanted to focus on just players because AI don't count towards camos in this game. So I went to a place where there were no AI, but I still had the same sort of environment as invasion, where people are sort of potatoes. They don't really pay attention as much. There's a lot more going on. So that's why I used that mode. So my first mastery camo challenge with the melee weapons is 2 kills without dying 10 times. Now, with the knife, I think you can play a bit more defensively. You can sit in the room, sit behind the door, sit in corners or whatever, and wait for people to come to you and just shank them. However, I felt just running around and just basically rolling a dice was the most effective and fun way to get this done. And what I mean by rolling a dice is basically just, it was basically a gamble every life. It would be like a 50-50 chance whether I'd get 2 kills out dying or not. and it was just the most fun. It was the best way to keep my KD sort of high. I know I talk about KD a lot in these videos, but I feel like that's a lot of the main thing that people don't like when they go for camo grind, is that KD gets affected negatively, and that's the way I just personally recommend it. I don't think camping is going to be the best way. You're just going to be getting less kills that way. So I think just running around and just shanking people, sort of not really going for the 2 kills without dying, is the best way to do it. However, if you are struggling with this, which is probably why you're watching this video, the recommendation I have is use intel based equipment. So things like your UAVs, your portal radars, advanced UAVs, all that kind of stuff. And you could even use stun grenades to hold people in place, or flash grenades. Another thing I use as well for is smoke grenades. That's very good for if there's a big open area, there's someone quite far away, you can't close the gap, throw a smoke grenade. It will give you cover, and you can either close the gap from them or just run away and engage someone else. With the shield, I did this in hardpoint and domination, but this can also be done in invasion and ground war. That might be the best if you're struggling with this. You can flank around people, especially in invasion. The whole map isn't used in that mode. But yeah, the people aren't too switched on, so I feel like it's easier to sort of kill people in that mode. People aren't as good in that, or as sweaty. But yeah, this challenge is definitely the more difficult one, and I personally had friends who helped me with this. They were running around, you know, being distractions, weakening people so I could one-hit them, etc. But if you're playing solo, or you have dickheads of friends, I found playing offensively was definitely the best method for this. I don't think, you know, playing defensively really worked. I think running at people quite aggressively is the best way to do it. Run at an enemy head on, and if they're looking at you and they look like they're about to shoot at you, don't carry on running. You're just gonna die. You want to get down, crouch, and walk towards them. If they try and outmaneuver you, or if they try and run away, just stay locked onto them. Try and get just as close as possible and bash them quickly. I think as well, with the 2 kills without dying, you want to pick out individual people. If you see a group of 2 or more, unless they're not looking at you at all, just don't even bother challenging them, because you'll start bashing one and the other will kill you. So I'll just back out the engagement, or maybe just die, take the L and move on. But don't challenge more than one person if they're both looking at you, because you will not win that. Another piece of advice as well, which I suppose just goes in general for this camo grind, if you're on 1 kill, or if you're on 2 kills and you need 1 more to get the challenge done, you don't need to rush to get it done. You don't need to, oh, I need to get the 2nd kill quickly. It's not a race, it's a marathon. So don't rush to get that 2nd kill. Play it sort of tactically, I guess, and smart. You just want to take your time and make sure you actually get it done, because if you die on 1 or 2 or whatever, it's really frustrating, trust me. Now, the platinum challenge in this game is get 2 kills within 10 seconds of each other, which is literally just the challenge we just did, but with a time constraint. So take all the advice that I just gave you for the gold challenge, but just speed it up. Try and be quicker about it. The knife, I didn't really have a problem with this. I just, you know, because obviously I'm running around anyway, especially on hard point. People will be closer together anyway, so you'll be getting double, triple, quads, you know, that kind of stuff. So there isn't really a problem with that, I feel. But the shield definitely took a little bit longer. Basically, try and just play smart. Try and play more aggressive than you did for the gold challenge. Be aggressive and advance towards enemies, but don't just run at them blind, especially if you've just got a kill. Use that protection that the shield gives you to close the gap as quickly as possible. Now, the final challenge, which I think is probably the easiest mastery challenge, is the polyatomic one. For the knife, you need to get 20 kills from behind, and the shield, you need to get 10 kills from behind. So this challenge should be very straightforward for the knife, I feel, but I'd say for both of them, it's pretty much the exact same play strategy. 100% use ghost and dead signs. These are going to help you stay off the radar, or even cold-blooded actually. They're going to help you stay off the radar, dying to kill streaks. These will be the key to staying undetected. But like I said, for both weapons, I think the same playstyle should be applied, where you just flank people, you run behind them, and melee them. Now, it is going to be harder for the shield since it is a 2-hit. Now, the 2 things I recommend for this: either play hardcore or tier 1, since it will technically only be a 1-hit, and you can just flank people in that mode. Or you can try and swap it in between modes. So maybe try and go from hardcore to core to invasion, ground war, whatever you want to do. Just try and swap, see what works best for you. And then once you get a rhythm going, just stay in that and just keep going until you get it done. But anyway, that's going to do it for today's video. Thank you guys very much for watching. If you've enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like and also subscribe if you aren't new around here. Once again, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you want to see next for this series. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.